How old is Cuz? 13?
This is my second time out to visit this mare. This is right after it took me under 7 minutes to load her, but I'm putting this clip right after and under a minute the second time. But I'm just putting this so you can see that the horse will quit trying all these things if the timing's right, but she's gotten away with pulling back, running sideways, rearing up, striking out, dragging people to grass. So right now what you're watching is when I first arrived on this job. Again, it's my second visit because she started her same stuff with the people. So I worked with her, I don't know, maybe a week before this, and we spent a lot of time at groundwork because the mare wouldn't even back up by wiggling the rope away from the trailer. So everyone was learning, 4 people actually, how to back the mare up away from the trailer, and we had to shank her because she wouldn't listen. She would not give to pressure at all. So with the rope halter, which took some hair off her face, but she could have listened and just backed up. Anyways, then we went to the simulator that you saw in the beginning of the video, and she didn't pull back, she didn't rear up, she didn't do any of these things. So I wasn't able to work with the owners and it's a leaser and her daughter because the mare wouldn't misbehave. So here I am not putting up with her BS at all because she's trying all the things that she did before, which is running to the side. She uses her head and neck leverage, and she can drag you out of the trailer. So I don't like to shank her, but I also don't want my arm ripped out of my socket. I don't want her running off down the road. She's already pulled away, not from me, but other people, and she could pull away in a heartbeat. So she's very dominant because she's gotten away with all these things to avoid loading. When I got the phone call, I was told it takes 2.5 hours to get to a show and 2.5 hours back to get home. And it's not a pleasant experience for anyone. So the corrections I have to make, if they're well timed, the mare will stop choosing those avenues. Rearing has got her away from it. Going off to the side has gotten her to get lined back up, push people. She shoulders in, drags people, so she'll push you over coming into your space. So if I was her, I'd do the same thing. Say, if you're allowed to behave like this, why wouldn't you? If you particularly don't care to get on the trailer, since she knows she can be a little pushy, she just says, I really don't have to. So again, what you're seeing here is the 7 minutes, a little less, of all the fighting that she did. When they go off to the side, I tap them and make hard enough to where they don't want to go there anymore. It's like if they hit electric fence and it stings them, they're not going to keep hitting the electric fence. If they get a half-hearted correction, well, they say that doesn't hurt so bad. So I don't want to whip her into the trailer, but I do want to make it uncomfortable for her to go to the side. And I'm not going to leave the trailer, of course, unless she drags me away from it, but not willingly, because I lined her up. If this was her stall to go in and eat hay and grain at night, she would never put her rump to the side and say, oh, I don't want to go in there, okay? I'm holding steady pressure, soft pressure inside the trailer. When she pulls me and yanks me hard, I'll yank her back, but I don't ever want to pull her hard when her head's at that threshold, when her feet are right at the threshold. So if she stalls out, I pushed her out right then I'm holding steady pressure. She swings her bum to the side, and then I tap it back and I rub her. I rub her when she's going forward, so it's tap, tap, rub. When she takes one step, she gets a rub. So I'm not continually tapping her. The minute she comes forward, the tapping stops and she gets rubbed. So it's just pressure and release. I don't want to hurt her. I don't want her to hurt me. It's a very dangerous place here at the trailer. And people can get hurt and horses can get hurt. So with my timing and shutting all these doors and then giving her a release of pressure when she's doing the correct thing, this teaches her that she just has to come on a loose line. So after I did this, again, the first clip you saw, I took her and put her right back on in less than a minute. And then I had Horse Show Mom take over. She's going to take over in just a minute here, and I just give her so much credit because she's not even a horse person. Her daughter is, and her daughter was a really good hand with this horse, but she is in school. So Mom did an amazing job loading this horse.
Is she always like that? Oh, you poor soul. How do you get her home from a horse show?
Sometimes we don't.
Is that an emerald cut diamond? I have one too. You never see emerald cuts.
You don't.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So we have a professional here training her.
Ooh, 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 almost. Almost. Come on, 2 more steps. Oh, yay.
I told her she can turn left because she's the mom. Don't let her think about that. Look where you're going. Right in bumper face toward the trailer. Release when she comes forward. Yep. Right in. Sweet. You got one hand up, one hand down?
Yeah. Actually, I was hugging.
That's all right. As long as your hands are set. She was full of obstinate before, you know. Good girl. Back. Went to grass, I pulled her head towards me. Rub. When this butt goes in front, that's when I flip the whip upside down. You gotta know to bring that butt to me because I am pointing her into the stall. Okay? So I'm looking where I want her to go, blocking that head, rubbing. You're fine. Good girl, then tip the whip upside down. Yeah. So you can take your time on the turn, slow her down, back her up. Unless you want to go left, I'll let you. Oh, there's deer right there. Let's look at the deers. It's all foggy. After she went for a ride. Bumper face. Whoops. There you go. Very nice. So soft pressure if she starts to back out. And then I want you to back her off and then change your mind. So back her a few steps and then soft pressure. Tell her to come forward now with soft pressure. Soft. Oh, go underneath. Get her right back in. You didn't drop the upper line. Right back in. You all right?
Yeah.
Bumper face in. You tried to hold her with the top line. Yep. Bump that face. Yep, good. Pick up your whip. Soft with your hand. And remember, if she tries to drag you, start bumping that face. Bump it, bump it, bump it, bump it, bump it. Yes, good job. Right in the trailer, steady, soft. Bump, bump, bump. Look at her hip. Yes. Good job. Bump her again. That's it. Superstar. I think you're a horse person now. Okay, now just look where you're going. Remember, release when she comes forward. Steady, steady pressure. Yeah, release. Get your whip. Pressure in her face. Bumper, bumper, bumper. Look at her hip. Yep, there you go. Release. She did it.